A question that I get asked a lot is, how did I know that I'm autistic and ADHD? The answer I always go back to is that I always felt like I was observing the human experience, but struggled to participate with the ease that I saw in my peers. I felt like I was playing pretend every step of the way. Even when I was alone, I would experience some sort of shame for my natural behavior. I was always anxious and confused, wondering why it seemed like everyone accepted the way things were without question. Why can't I do the same? What's wrong with me? And then I came across information on autism and ADHD, and then it was like light bulb moment after light bulb moment of being like, holy shit. It was affirming in ways that nothing ever was before, and it was like, finally, my experience is being represented. It was in such nuanced ways that I thought no one else could understand, and that's why I was so sure about it. I invite you to share, in case it helps others who are questioning, what made you sure that you're autistic and or ADHD.
Take it off. Can you please turn it down?
Things in my AuDHD bedroom that just make sense. Trash cans by my door, my bed, and my desk. Phone chargers on both sides of my bed and at my desk. A wheelie chair with no rugs to get in the way. Just so many post-it notes. Fidget toy box. 6 different sources of non-overhead lighting.
Norms I don't understand, number 7. When is it appropriate versus not appropriate to talk about yourself in a conversation? So for me, in a conversation, oftentimes I will talk about myself in relation to somebody else when they bring up something that I can relate to. It's like a form of empathy, it's a form of showing that I understand, a form of showing that I am also interested in this thing. Say someone is like, oh yeah, I went to a Frank Ocean concert last night, it was the best concert I've ever been to, it was amazing. And I joined in, be like, oh shit, I saw Frank Ocean last year, it was life-changing, he's so good live. A lot of people will be offended by that, or see me as self-centered, or see me as redirecting the conversation. But in my mind, I'm just engaging with the discussion, so showing this other person that I also really like Frank Ocean, and I can relate to them on this, and I share a similar experience. It's a way of bonding. But I've been called out for it a lot, or called like self-centered, and I have trouble knowing when it's okay to talk about myself versus when it's not. And if I'm not talking about myself, then how else do I navigate the conversation? It's always confused me and caused me a lot of anxiety because I'm not self-centered, I'm just trying to relate to you.
No, she's a loser. How did you know? Me and the crew used to do her.
So, what support system do you have in place? I don't know what that means. Could you elaborate? Like, what does your support system look like? Could you be a little more specific? I'm not understanding. I'm sorry. Who supports you? Who is helpful for you in your life? What does that group of people look like? My partner and my dogs. That's kind of why I'm here. Okay. So what does your support system look like?
Hey, I came across this cool info that you might find useful for your project. That's rude. How's it rude? You're telling me what I should and shouldn't do with my project. No, I'm saying this information might be helpful as you make decisions on how you do your project. You're implying that I'm incapable of handling my own project. No, I came across information that I thought might be helpful. You're saying that you know more about this subject than me. No, I'm saying that I came across information that I thought might be helpful. You're telling me that I need to include this information. No, I'm saying I came across information that might be helpful. So what are you saying? I'm saying I found this cool information that I thought you might find helpful. That's it? How do you neurotypicals even function?
Being diagnosed late with autism or ADHD can feel like reliving your adolescence. In fact, it can feel like doing your adolescence for the first time because, hear me out, when I was doing my actual adolescence and my young adulthood, I was spending most of my time trying to figure out how to be the person I thought I was supposed to be in order to fit in and in order to feel okay. So I'm 44 years old, and in the last 8 years I've been diagnosed with autism and ADHD, and for me what that has looked like is basically feeling like a teenager in middle age. Doing things like figuring out who I actually really genuinely am, trying out new hobbies, listening to different kinds of music, trying out different TV shows, even down to figuring out what my sexuality and my gender are, because all the things that I layered onto myself when I was actually a teenager and a young adult, when I perhaps should have been doing those things, were false and fake because who I actually am felt wrong. And so I tried really, really hard to be normal, and that's the layer of masking that I built on myself, and now I'm not doing that anymore. And that's okay. For a while I felt really silly doing the things that are generally what we expect people to do when they're teenagers or young adults. I felt invalid. I felt like maybe I was having a midlife crisis, or maybe I was trying to hang on to my youth in some way, but I'm not. I'm literally doing this for the first time. I'm experiencing life as myself for the first time, and I deserve to do that, and it's not too late. So do I have regrets that I'm in my 40s only just now feeling like I'm beginning to live my life the way that I want to live it? Yeah, it makes me really sad, and some days I feel like I don't fit in with the people my age around me because they're not doing that, and I don't fit in with young people because they're not going to want to hang out with someone in their 40s. But at the same time, it's not too late. I've still got life to live, and I can still enjoy it now that I know who I am. And if this speaks to you and you are feeling just like me, you can do this too. We don't have to accept that we have to be a certain way because we are a certain way age, and that we can't experience life the way we want to experience it now, that we can't try new things, that we can't find who we are, because we can, and you can, and I believe in you.
Remember, you need to treat others the way that you want to be treated. So how do you want to be treated? For them to be honest and to mostly leave me alone, or to talk about wizards. No, it's for someone to be nice to you and to be asked to play together normally. Oh, I didn't know that's how I want to be treated. Well, now you know. How do you know that's true? Because that's what everyone wants. And I should want what everyone else wants? Yes. And that'll make me happy? Of course. Okay.